Minister Gwede Mantashe, thank you for your time. You've just voted today. Do you think the ANC is going to take a full majority of the Ekurhuleni Metro?
The ANC, I'm very hopeful that we must take the majority, outright majority, because we've been governing in a coalition for 5 years, which limits your ability to take decisions. I'm hoping this time we'll be taking it outright.
Your experience of election day today, as you may be aware, one of our reporters was arrested, which brings up concerns around the heavy-handedness of policing on an election day.
You see, in this area, we're in Freeway Park here, there is a presence of police. They have not even touched a journalist. You have not brushed your shoulders with them at all, at all. It means we must not extrapolate what happens somewhere in Soweto and say it is reflecting the nature of how the police are handling. Some policemen in Soweto took a decision. If it's irrational, that policeman took an irrational decision. Here, many of the police are here. They have not touched a single journalist.
The ward you're in right now in itself is a DA ward where you are voting. Are you concerned at all that you will not get this metro or this ward back as the ANC?
Actually, our area used to be in Ward 42. We took Ward 42 from the DA. We redemarcated to Ward 43, which was a DA ward, this is where we are. Our assessment is not on whether take or not. We always assess whether numbers are growing. Over the last few elections, numbers are growing, and we're hoping this time will grow very close. If other parties take portions of the DA, we may actually end up having a majority in the ward. It's possible.
Last question to you, Minister. This specific metro has had some challenges with service delivery. It's been a big concern across the country, in fact, but more so in Ekurhuleni, as water and electricity are a challenge. Do you have any views on how ANC has done in the last 2 local government elections?
One of the things that we normally don't talk about is that the ANC has extended services to areas that never dreamt of having services, and they basically stretched the base of resources to its limit. And that in itself has its own challenges, and that is what we're experiencing. But in Ekurhuleni, we've done well. Even in terms of development. If you go and monitor the Aeropolis next to the airport, you can see that it's a municipality at work. It's not sleeping on the duty. But there are problems. Electricity has been a major problem. And when we're talking, we jokingly and said, the biggest opposition in this election is ESCOM. Because they do all sorts of irrational things at wrong times. And we must swim against that wave.
Do you have views on that?
My views is that we must swim against that, in the long term we must resolve it.
How soon?
I don't know, time frames sometimes are attractive. I can say next year, and we see that it takes 5 years. We must work hard to change it, and that change must be systematic and take time and incrementally improvement of the situation. That is what is called continuous improvement.
Minister, thank you for your time. There you heard the Minister Gwede Mantashe in his capacity today, in fact, as the ANC chair, just giving us a sense of the day, how he feels about voting, his comments on our colleague who was just arrested, and as well as electricity. You heard him mentioning there at the end how electricity is the bigger challenge and the biggest opponent for the ANC in this area, something that he was and is currently looking over and was in part in control of with his views in his capacity as the Minister of Energy, with the renewable energy to try and relieve some of the pressure to manage load shedding in the country. You heard him there telling us that this is a slow process, a long process. He doesn't want to put timelines on how quickly we can have a very serious issue of energy resolved in the country.
Very well.